Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. It is Full Lid Friday, your day, your favorite day and mine. Today we're going to talk about a couple of stories that kind of don't warrant an entire show. I love doing Full Lid Fridays. I also possibly might talk about this new show, Dahmer on Netflix, just because it's been sitting in my head rent-free for a while. It's just crazy. We'll see if I have time to do that. Before we do that, the end of every month, every YouTube member and every Patreon member gets to be on the wheel. They each get their own wheel. This one is the Patreon wheel. It's the cookie. So thank you to all my Patreon members that are a part of this wheel. I know you probably can't see your name there, but every single end of the month, I download the CSV file. Anybody who's canceled, they're off the list. Anybody who's new is on the list. And YouTube just made it possible for me to download my list as a CSV, which it took, I don't know how long it took, years and years to do that. It is updated every week now. I'm so excited. But anyway, without further ado, we can dance a little bit. Someone's going to win a shirt from my Patreons.
Yeah, baby.
Woo! Yeah! Jenna Williams, you win a prize. Probably a shirt or a sweater or something. We got lots of delicious treats to send you, bracelets, keychains, lots of stuff. But Jenna Williams, thank you for being a Patreon member. You're amazing. Let's move on to the YouTuber, shall we? The cat. Oh, my YouTube members, you guys are growing like crazy. I need to give you guys better tiers. Maybe in the new year, I'm gonna focus on making my membership stuff really, really, really good. Like, I don't do that. I only give early videos and here and there, and I chat with people here and there. But if you got some ideas, I am all ears. In the new year, I promise to bring really, really good perks to my members. I really do. Something way special. Just videos just for you. Prizes just for you. Discounts just for you. All that stuff just for you. All right? Cool. Oh, well, let's spin this wheel and dance.
Yeah, baby.
D. Chaddick, you win a prize as well. If you have won a prize, reach out, Josh at thedadchallengepodcast.com for your prize today. Let's go. I'm out of shape. In story time, okay? And I'm going to start documenting this too. But I've been playing pickleball, but I haven't been able to play for the last month or so just because wifey's doing school in the mornings. I got to get the kids off, and I don't want to miss like 30 minutes of pickleball because it costs me $5.75 to play it every day. You know why? Because I'm not a senior. So there's this tournament coming up, and I'm like, hey, can I play the tournament? She's like, sorry, it's for 49 and above. And I'm like, that's kind of ageist. Why can't we just... I come here a lot to play pickleball. So I'm a little bit down. But I have an idea. I literally love pickleball so much that I'm like looking for a cruise or a vacation spot where you could just play pickleball. So my weight loss goals for the new year leading up to this Disney cruise I'm taking the kids on with my wife is to lose 35 pounds before I go, and I've got a way to get there. And so pickleball is part of it. Everly and I have been doing the C2 5K app. We do 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, and she is killing it. I'm so proud of her. She keeps up with me. Well, I mean, it's not very hard, but she's only 10. So she got her brand new running shoes. She gets new running clothes. She's just killing it. So I'm super proud. That's story time for you guys, if that's what you want to know. Weston's just living the dream, just eating mac and cheese and chicken nuggets. He's not going to do any of that stuff. So, but he's like crazy active. That kid is never not moving and crazy. So he's doing all right. Anyway, That's story time. I don't know why I told you guys that. Anyway, let's get on to what's going on today. We're talking about the Dougherty dozen. Of course we are. So a couple people sent me some videos like, hey, this one's pretty old, and this is Alicia trying to be funny. And Alicia still is like, I think, wrestling with her social media platform, what to show people, what not to show people. You know, she had security at her thing, and people were like, Josh, you told her to get security. I did not tell her to get security. What I told Alicia was to stop telling people where you're gonna be, you moron. That's what I said. Getting security is great, fine, if she's going to put herself in that precarious position. But all you have to do, if you want some tips, Alicia, because I know you watch these videos, is just go do the thing, then make a video about it and post it later. Best way to do it. Because I don't even think she was approached at this Comic-Con or whatever you call it, the backwoods comic festival that they were at. It was garbage. But again, I'm not trying to say, like, people are like, oh, you're so contradictory, Josh. You tell her not to do that, you tell her to do that. No. All I want her to do is stay safe and get her damn kids off the internet. And we're going to show you a video after this video about what she's forcing these kids to do. Now, it's not very snarky. This one might be a little bit snarky, but this is what she said. This is what she had to say about solving school budgets.
I figured out how to make up the budget deficit for the schools. Put box tops on White Claw. Us moms will raise $1 billion by Sunday.
You ever seen the movie Powder? Just watch it. She doesn't clearly have her eyebrows on today. the winking crack that she does, I don't like it. Anyway, so here's a couple problems with what you're talking about here, Alicia. Children can't sell alcohol. It's illegal. Yeah, I know that's just a basic thing. You probably didn't know that. Your kids are already stealing your White Claw, so they don't need it. Also, not everybody drinks, and not us moms. I think, you know, this whole wine culture thing that's been celebrated amongst moms and stuff like that, I think she's a little bit late to the train. I think that's the pendulum's starting to swing back to, hey, let's not be drunk and high around our kids. I think that's where we're going. But what she's trying to say here is that, oh, every mom's an alcoholic, they'll buy the booze, and they won't. Because they're going to pay a premium to get that shit delivered to your house. There's a lot about Alicia that I've learned in the last couple of days, specifically about her past. I thought that she just stumbled upon YouTube and it just got lucky one day. That's not what the case. She's been trying to get on the news and has been in articles and has written books for like years and years. She's been trying this for years. This isn't something she just stumbled upon. So my mistake. She is literally doing this, and then she stumbled upon the exploitation of children, and that took hold. What does that tell you? Exactly. And it leads up to this video she posted recently called The Dougherty Dozen Kindness Roll Call. And she does these roll calls. And I'm showing you these videos because it's really important. I'm not going to show you their faces. I will blur it. You're just going to have to trust me. And maybe you can see it through the blur, the disappointment in these kids' faces, okay? Alicia forces her kids to do these things. These are not... Do you think every single one of these kids wants to be here? Have you ever even tried to wrangle like 4 kids? Okay? There is no possible way that any of these kids, and she says this, that if they don't want to be in it, they don't have to be in it. There's just no way, because when you look at these kids' faces, specifically Nevaeh and the twins, something is really, really dark going on in the back end of these videos that you don't see. And you'll see, and I want you to hear this, and I know this is an allegation, and maybe I'll catch some flack for it, but I want you to see the difference between her biological children and her adopted children, the demeanor that they possess, that they carry. Okay? It's really telling. So watch this.
Dougherty Dozen Kindness Roll Call.
Alex, how do you show kindness to others?
Now, I know Alex is not one of her bios, I think, if I'm correct, even though he's got flaming red hair like her. But he benefits the most getting Jeeps, getting things, everything else. So he's really happy, right? The oldest is the happiest. But as they go down, I want you to see this.
Up for others.
Stand up for others, he says.
James, how do you show kindness?
Smile at other people, James says.
Nevaeh, how do you show kindness?
So Nevaeh, you can't see this because I'm blurring it, but Nevaeh does not want to be in this video right now. Absolutely not.
Don't cyberbully.
Don't cyberbully, she says. Now, it's probably something that's going on with her. If you've seen Nevaeh's TikTok channel, really highly inappropriate. I would not allow my 14-year-old daughter to do the things that she's doing on there. And look, and I know that Nevaeh comes from a past that's probably broken, right? And her brother. I understand that. And I'm not throwing Nevaeh under the bus. I'm not saying she's bad. I think Nevaeh is amazing. I think her brother, Deshaun, is amazing. These kids are incredible. They've come through so much. But what makes me angry is that they're really not being helped the way that Alicia portrays them being helped. Does that make sense? Right? When you bring kids in with troubled backgrounds, buying them shit and feeding them garbage isn't going to help anything. but we're going to continue because she just obviously didn't want to be in that video.
Patrick, how do you show kindness?
To your friends.
You kind to your friends?
How do you show kindness?
Standing up for the lonely ones.
So he didn't come up with the word standing up for the lonely ones. Also, the video was cut because he probably said it wrong or didn't know what to say. Deshaun, again, these kids come from very, very traumatic backgrounds from what I understand, and they're living in a better situation. So I don't ever want to diminish the fact that Alicia has brought these kids into a better situation. But again, if you really, really want to help them, you're still doing it wrong. Like, you could do so much more, especially with all the wealth that you have. That's what I'm going to say there. But you'll see the cuts. This is really important to watch this.
Bri, how do you show kindness?
Treat others how you want to be treated.
Zoe, how do you show kindness?
Be kind.
Dash, how do you show kindness?
Be kind.
Jordan, how...
Now, you can't see him, but this kid has the saddest face you've ever seen in your life. Look, children specifically wear their hearts and their emotions on their sleeves. They don't have the wherewithal, the understanding of how to hide that kind of stuff yet. Thank God. But this kid is literally being forced in this video right now. He does not want to be here, does not know what to say. She is force feeding them these things to say. These aren't genuine videos that she's making. I don't care how soft the music is in the background and everything that's going on. It's not genuine. She's forcing these kids to say things they don't even know what they're really saying. That's how far she's come in this thing.
How do you show kindness?
Something out for the lonely ones.
So he's just been fed what to say.
Jason, how do you show kindness?
Stand up for others.
Bodhi, how do you show kindness?
Be kind for kind.
Harley, how do you show kindness?
Donut!
So a donut, okay. I don't know how screaming donut helps, but it's a little child, so she's cute. But I need you to see that stuff. Not very snarky. I know I'm not trying to be snarky here. I need you to see this because more than half of those children don't want to be there, and she's forcing them to be on camera. Those kids, I think the twins and Deshaun and Nevaeh are kinship placements. Like, she's volunteered to take them. They're not fostered. And she has an agreement in place that they can be on camera. So imagine this for a second. I know it's going a little bit long, this segment, but imagine this for a second. You say, yeah, I'm going to take your children, I'm going to help them out, but you've got to sign this piece of paper or put an agreement that I can film them. When you see it that way, does it hit a little bit different for you? It should, because she needs an agreement to put in place so she can exploit these children to make bank. Now, Alicia might be doing this, but I highly doubt it. But she should be putting every penny away of every video that they've been in and the time that they've been in and the revenue of that video. She might be. I highly doubt it because she buys $5,000 lockers and $10,000 worth of groceries a month and takes vacations and everything else and buys millions of dollars of shoes and stuff. These kids get things, yes, but imagine this. Giving them things that they need, not want, all the time, right? There's birthdays and there's Christmas and all that stuff for things you want. But putting that money instead aside for their futures. Because when they go back or they don't want to be there anymore, and it's going to happen. Pretty sure Nevaeh, when she gets the opportunity to leave, is not going to be there anymore. Okay? This happens in adoption fostering situations. Or when they go back to their biological parents. Okay? Wouldn't it be amazing to say, hey, when you turn 18, this is the big chunk of money you're going to get. And she doesn't do that. Unless she comes out and says she's going to do that and proves it. But they don't. They're never going to prove it to you. They can say all the things they want to say, but they don't do it. And so what I want to say is, like, the alcoholism and everything else hits hard too. But what should hit you the hardest about Dougherty Dozen is the exploitation. You look at that video yourself. I generally tell you not to go watch those videos because I blurred it out. But you go look at those kids yourself and tell me what you, especially a lot of you who are parents, what is their demeanor? What does their emotions tell you? Do they want to be in that video? And if not, if there's just one case of a kid not wanting to be in a video and she forces them to do it, go get yourself wrecked there, Alicia, you douchebag. All right, sorry. I get really pissed about that. So let's head on to the next video here. We're talking about, hello? Yeah, no, I know. I said I wouldn't talk about you anymore. I know. Because of the whole thing with your divorce and all that stuff, I didn't really want to pile on. I get that. But we got to talk about what you did in this video. We really do. It's important. Might be a little snarky. We're not going to do the whole video, I promise. I just wanted to be like, really? Really? You did this? So yeah, we are too. We're going to update them on you. No, it's BitsofBri. We're updating BitsofBri. No, sorry. Yeah. No, they're here waiting for me. I got to go. Like I know I got a nice sweater on. It looks good. All right. Oh, no, I'll talk to you later. You stay fresh or whatever. Okay, bye. So yes, we are talking about BitsofBri. I said I wouldn't talk about her anymore unless it was important, right? Unless she did something stupid. And she did. Now, I'm in the camp of, you're going through the shittiest divorce ever. You don't need me piling on, okay? I've piled on BitsofBri enough. She did call me a pedo. Let's let bygones be bygones. She's going through it. But I've had people reach out to me from her past who were in her life who are saying, no. She's completely faking everything that you're seeing. Don't let up. But I was like, I decided to do that. I pretty much stuck to my word. So, but I wanted to show you this. But I have to show you this video because of the ad sponsorship she places in this video. Really, really important. And I haven't actually watched a video of hers since the last one we did in Hawaii. Since that has gone on, if you want an update from me, I'm pretty sure the divorce is kind of in the middle of the whole big thing. She's yet to speak about it. They've sold their house in Hawaii for a little bit more than they bought it for, so it was a great investment. Mosquito farm investment. Moved back to Ohio. She's since done actual photos where she's like family photos. Adam is not in the picture. We all get that, but it's really weird that she's not talking about it. Considering she's a woman empowerment, like, yes, queener, right? She should be on her pedestal being like, don't put up with dirty, disgusting men or whatever. Tell your story, whatever, right? You're just going to get more views for it. It's very surprising that she's not. That could be one of two reasons. She truly is somebody who doesn't want to throw her ex under the bus. 2, Adam says, if you say anything, I'm going to throw your shit under the bus like crazy. Imagine the dirt that he has, right? I'm leaning towards 2. And I'm hoping that Adam is leaning towards, hey, don't put our kids on the internet anymore. That's what I'm hoping for. But I digress. Let's talk about what happened in this video.
It's Brianna Kay. Thanks so much for subscribing and for cleaning with me today.
All my thoughts are running.
She's been on the internet for what, 8 years, 9 years or something like that, and she still does cleaning videos. I don't get it, but I guess people get it.
Running around inside my head, emotions keep coming. They're keeping me from thinking straight.
Too many pillows, too many pillows.
Thought
Relax with the pillows.
it would be different when I got my things in place. Stuck in this commotion.
All right, I can't do it.
Really made an effort
You love fall
to help, but if I'm honest, I don't think we got it.
If you love fall decorating, be sure to watch my 2022 Fall Clean and Decorate with me next.
But we're the same.
No. Anyway, let's get to this ad thing. Actually, it's kind of sad. Someone said to watch the video.
Need your help, but if I'm honest, I don't think we got it. I tried to change the things you never.
I have never seen someone vacuum their sheets. Eating crackers or something? What's going on in there? Just change your sheets. Am I being weird?
Like, try to make this better, make this right, but we're the same.
I feel like I should be vacuuming my sheets now. Should I vacuum my sheets?
Even though I changed, really made an effort, promise I would change, but
Anyway.
some things stay the
I just
same.
want to take a minute today to share something with you
Okay, here's what I want to show you guys.
that I was absolutely shocked over. So I just found out that last year alone, 1.25 million children's identities were stolen online.
Shocked face. No, we know. Not only were their identities stolen, but those kids have been followed by predators. They have had not just her kids, lots of kids online. And not just kids who are like social media stars, right? Every kid that's been posted online. They're having identity stolen, also being followed by predators, also being attempted to be murdered by a bunch of people, by one guy. But like, you know what I'm saying? These people there are crazy people out there, and it's just getting crazier. Again, I know I just watched Dahmer, and it's all in my head, but it even freaks me out even more now, knowing what these put on. But I digress.
So they likely don't even know, and then they're going to become adults and go to apply for credit or for a loan and realize their identity had been stolen years prior, and their credit score will be absolutely ruined.
And isn't it amazing? Look, I know she doesn't show her kids that much, but she does, okay? But isn't it amazing that your kids are the ones everybody knows their names, their parents' names, their grandparents' names, they know what school they go to, they know their first dog's name? What are those kind of questions that happen in what? When you ask a question, you're logging into something, they ask you questions, right? Oh, I forgot my password. Well, answer these quick questions. The amount of shit that you know about these children online are likely in all those questions, okay? Not only that, but the predators, if people are looking to steal someone's identity, she's right. The kids are a ripe target for that, and they won't know till they're older. You know what else they won't know till they're older? What the effects of having their privacy put online for everybody to see. That's what they won't know. So real rich coming from you, Bits.
God forbid, I think that would be the worst thing in the world, because all you want is for your children to have a great life. And that
she knew that people were going to come after her for doing this ad, right? It doesn't matter to her, right? She's making money. She doesn't believe anything she's saying. She's like, oh, I'm so scared for my children's future. So why are you doing this to your children then? I don't get it. Putting everything public out there. Why? You don't care about your children's future. If you did, you would not share everything like you do.
That's why I was really excited to partner up again with Aura. So if you haven't heard of Aura, it's an easy to use app. It includes everything that families need to protect their identities, money, passwords, devices, and more, because it continuously monitors the dark web looking for your family's emails, passwords, and social security numbers, and it sends alerts to you fast.
Sorry, I have to show you this. So it monitors the dark web for your stuff. What is it? Does it monitor the dark web for like deep fakes of your children on there? Does it monitor? No, it doesn't. It just monitors people have passwords. Imagine they did something like this though for kids. Oh, I found your kid in this deep fake porno. Enjoy it. And this does happen, by the way. It happens. So I just feel like you can't. You should not be being paid, and Aura, whoever this effing company is, should not be paying family influencers to get out there and talk about their kids' privacy and safety. You've got to be effing kidding me right now. Like, how much tone... I just... Holy shit.
It goes right to your phone and to your email. It will alert you of any fraud or threats to your credit or bank accounts. It blocks ads and malicious sites to try to protect your family's
phone's cracked.
Privacy. And it also protects your devices from viruses, malware, spyware, and more, so that the bad guys can't break in. I also think it's great that Aura's app has parental controls, so you can ensure that when your child is using the internet, they truly are doing their studying and their homework instead of binging YouTube or being on sites that they just simply shouldn't be on. And
you have your kids all over the internet.
Aura found that my password of email had been leaked over 11 times on the dark web. So you can let Aura do the...
Nice. Holy shit, now you're giving it... Ethan's got a PC. Maya's got a Pixel. Great. How old's Maya? Why does she have a phone?
The hard work of making sure...
If you want to keep your kids safe, Bri, you don't need a shitty expensive app to do it. Here's what you do. Don't put them on the internet. Don't allow them unfettered access to the internet. Free!
Your family is safe and protected online. And if you sign up right now using my link, you get 2 weeks free, so you can check...
If you sign for like a year.
To make sure that none of your family's information has been compromised online. So you will not regret checking. You just have to go to aura.com/Brianna K. I also have the link down in my description box below so that you can sign up for your free 2-week trial.
She got paid thousands of dollars for this, by the way, everybody.
And thank you again to Aura for sponsoring today's Clean With Me video.
Clean with me. And now here's a shitty video that I should never have done. I should not have taken this out. You cannot take sponsors. There are sponsorships that I won't take. People were asking me to. There was one sex toys. I'm like, no, I can't do it. Not without blushing profusely. Also, it's not appropriate for this channel. I've turned down thousands and thousands of dollars to do some ad reads on this channel because I don't want to be called out as a effing damned hypocrite. So when I give you an ad read, it means that I use it myself. Truly. Anyway, all that to say, she's a damned hypocrite liar, and she literally took cash from a company, even though she's probably going to be responsible for if anything like that ever happens to her kids. So, in that light, you know what we do? We do Aura Alternatives. Norton LifeLock, pretty good. Has all the dark web, everything else. So there's Norton. There's ID Shield. So there's Norton and ID Shield. So Aura, suck my ass. Go with Norton or something else. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Here's an interesting update. James Stauffer, the infamous Micah Stauffer husband. You know the Stauffers that exploited the child from China and made millions and then rehomed him? You know those people that were canceled? Yeah, James still has a channel, still makes tons of money, and doesn't regret anything he's done. None. Doesn't regret it. What a douche. But he's got a new thing coming out. He's got Stauffer Gurry's car cleaning, and he's got social media consulting job coming up. So, YouTube coaching and consulting. Interested in growing your channel on social media? Need an experienced hand to assist you with your goals and vision? After spending over 8 years on social media developing several brands, channels, coaching numerous creators, I've gained an insane amount of knowledge that can allow you to bypass the hard parts. I mean, you totally left out there that, yeah, you know, I exploited a child from China, adopted this kid, and totally, like, the full-on exploitation of all things. We duct tape his thumb so he couldn't suck it, and then we put a little baby hand on it because we thought it was funny, right? We said we're not going to pay for the expensive therapies, even though he was the reason most of our channel grew. Yeah, you know, that guy. Doesn't say anything like that in there, James Stauffer. If you honestly are going to hire James Stauffer to help you with a YouTube channel, you're an idiot. Okay? Everything that he has and has gained is because of H. Everything that they have, all their fame and everything was because of H. So everything that they enjoy now is still because of that. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on James Stauffer, who's a complete and utter asshole. So, you know what really pisses me off the most about him is in the end, all he had to do was be humble and say, you know what, guys, of course we made mistakes. Of course we did. Of course I don't think it was right what we did. But he can't. He's so full of him damn self that he has to tell everybody that he does not regret adopting a kid from China and then rehoming him. Because look, like I said before, shit like that does happen in adoptions. It does happen, okay? But what doesn't happen is the exploitation first, and the millions made, and the flaunting of bracelets and expensive jewelry and cars and homes, and then rehoming. That doesn't happen. And that's why they're still to this day effing canceled, and it should be. James Stauffer, suck my ass. So those are 3 big updates kind of in the world that I live in, okay? If you guys have not seen the series Dahmer on Netflix, if you've got the emotional capacity to do so, go watch it. It stars Evan Peters, who actually became, like, after watching this, probably one of my favorite actors, like most underrated actor I've ever seen in my life. Like, just mind-blowing. Like, he's so good. And then you kind of do a deep dive into who Dahmer was. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, but I didn't really know anything about Dahmer. Like, Canadians, we weren't really like, tapped in. Maybe we were, but I didn't hear anything about it. He was arrested when I was 11, and then he died when I was like 13. Just an insane story. So if you don't want to go watch the film, let me just give you a little update. So Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer who was absolutely, completely had the worst childhood ever. His dad abandoned him. His mom abandoned him. He was left on his own for a little while, and his dad was teaching him taxidermy and all this kind of weird stuff as like the thing to be together. Anyway, Dahmer ends up killing somebody when he's a teenager. Kills a guy he brings over to his house. Now, it doesn't really show leading up to this the thoughts he had before that, but it sounds like he had these urges and thoughts. Anyway, he accidentally, that's what he says, knows when he kills this guy, burns him, crushes the bones, and throws them all over his yard, okay? And then he was like, that was a big mistake. This is just the craziest story ever. And then just kind of goes on with his life, right? I think it's 8 years or 9 years before he does it again. But that's what it was. And then he became this prolific serial killer in Wisconsin, I think, just targeting gay men at this club that he would go to in all over the place. And it just showed the story of these men that he killed and how he got caught, and his neighbor who was like smelling dead bodies through it was just craziest story ever. But we're going to focus on, like, if you've not seen Dahmer and you really, really want to get into true crime, go take a look. Okay, but this show will live rent free in your head because they kept it really accurate. Like, they kept it super accurate. When they went into his house, finally, there's the opening scene. These are all spoilers, by the way. Spoiler alert! The opening episode is him getting caught, basically, right? He brings the guy home, and the guy escapes, goes and finds cops. Cops come back to his house, and they look through everything, and they find pictures, dead bodies. They find a head in his fridge. They find body parts and skulls and everything. So Dahmer wasn't just some aloof, like, weirdo, and like he played and like he portrayed himself to be, and he did honestly in the end said he felt so bad, and there's this famous line, for what I've done I should be dead, or I should be killed, or I should die, whatever the case may be, right? And he did say that thing, and he said, look, I wanted the electric chair, I wanted to die and everything else, and they didn't have the death penalty where he lived, and he wanted it. Anyway, he ended up being in prison, and this guy finds out what he did and then beats him with a barbell, crazy, like a barbell bar, to death, which is awkward because that's how he killed his first guy, with a barbell. So that's a kind of a synopsis of the Dahmer story, but you don't know what's out there. So a lot of people were saying, well, look, it's important to watch these things so that we can see the signs and make sure that we're being safe, right? I don't know. It's also, you have to take into consideration the families who say they don't want you to watch it. And so I didn't actually see all these tweets and everything till after I watched it, but I am kind of torn now to say, like, you know what, it sort of is. If the families aren't being paid, considering the people who made this movie made millions, or the show, Netflix probably paid millions and millions of dollars to do this, and nobody was getting paid. So I don't know how I feel about that. I hope maybe they did give it to all the families. We don't know. What do you think? Have you seen Dahmer? What do you say about the idea of rehashing old things, making it into films and all that kind of stuff? Because basically he's one of the most famous serial killers in the world. All these people did atrocious things. John Wayne Gacy. It wasn't even like super gory at all. Not really. Not really. But it just lives rent-free in your head. One of the craziest things about this story that really, really stuck with me, and I'll leave it at this, is the time when he took a 14-year-old kid to his house, and apparently he like assaulted his brother too. This 14-year-old kid's house, he drugs him, he goes out to get beers or something. The kid gets out of the house. The neighbor is waiting up front. The kid comes. She calls the police. The kid's waiting. He looks wasted. He's so high or whatever. He's been drugged. He's not coherent. The cops come. Jeffrey Dahmer walks up and they're like, what's going on here? He's like, this is my boyfriend. He's 19. And the cops are like, okay. And the lady's like, no, this is not what's going on here. He's clearly too young. And the cops didn't listen to anybody. Like, the cops didn't listen. They said, okay. And they sent this 14-year-old boy back in with Jeffrey Dahmer after going to the house and seeing that it was all fine. If they would have just looked, though, they would have found a dead body. Right? And those cops, okay, so he ends up killing that kid, right? And those cops, they got paid leave, and then they got brought back, I think 4 months later, and then won an award by their union. So one of the things of this story that pisses me off, it's apparently to this day still work as police. Like, I'm sorry, if you make that kind of mistake when there's a dead body in the apartment you went into, and the reason they didn't go into the apartment is because they didn't want to catch the gay. That's what they said. They want to go shower. That's what happened here. So this movie really, really brings to light a lot of racism and homophobia that happened in the 80s and 90s. Just insane. So again, if you have the mental capacity to watch this, go ahead. If not, I don't blame you. So anyway, what'd you guys think of that film if you did see it? Let me know below. And thank you for joining me here on Full Lid Friday. I know it's been kind of a short one, or is it? I don't know. I can never tell how long these things are. But thank you for being here. Everybody take a deep, deep breath. It's a Friday breath. Ready? Whatever your goals are coming up for the Christmas season, I hope you reach them. I hope I reach them too. I gotta shed these 35 LBs, man. They gotta go. I feel like poo sometimes, not gonna lie. And I gotta do it. I'm doing it for myself, for my daughter. I want to prove to her that it's healthy living and exercising is really good for you. And she's on board for it. And I said, I'm not gonna eat treats during the week. And we're gonna do this together. And she's holding me accountable. Like, I'm so proud of her. Anyway, I know I said that at the beginning. But whatever your goals are, I hope you reach them. I hope you achieve them, and if I can be, an encouraging word, just let me know. I'd love to send you one. But otherwise, don't forget how amazing and incredible and valuable you actually are. Don't ever forget it. You look really good in your sweater too, unless it's hot and you're not wearing a sweater, and your t-shirt looks good, or your tank top or whatever. Sorry. Anyway, I will see you Monday. Oh, don't fly flare.